Hi everybody, today I'm going to be talking to you about maintenance. Now maintenance can be kind of hard. First off, I want to say there's no really good study out there on maintenance. And as you all know, we all have lost weight on many diets and gained it right back because we were never able to figure out the maintenance. It's hard, but I'm going to see if I can't give you some tips that I've learned. I'm not a healthcare provider, I'm not a dietitian. I'm just going to tell you what's been working for me. And it's only been a short time, so I'm still trying to figure it out. Most people that I talk to are still trying to figure this out. So, first thing you have to do is figure out how many calories approximately is right for you to maintain your weight. For me, when I was losing weight, I tried to stay around 1200. So I'm slowly trying to add in about 200 calories, maybe every 3-4 days. Not all at once, just again, small amount to try to figure out what is going to work for me. I have added some more protein. I've added some Greek yogurt into my protein shake. I added a couple small healthy snacks to my daily intake of food, and we're seeing if that helps. I'm still fluctuating, I'm still working out, and I'm still taking the medication. So you also have to figure out what medication are you going to use. I stayed at my dose that I ended up on, which was 10, and tried to figure it out from there. And like I said, I increased the amount that I ate. I didn't really want to decrease my energy. There were some weeks that I did just because of my schedule. Keep in mind with exercise, one, you still want to do it because it makes for a healthy person. And I want to try to get rid of some of my saggy skin. I want to gain muscle because that's healthy. It does burn more calories, but also remember that the muscle does weigh more than the fat. So again, it is important to keep that in mind. You don't want to overdo your workout, but again, it's all kind of a balance. And when I pretty much figured out where I was going to stay the same, I slowly started to drop the amount of medication that I was using. I dropped it an entire dose, and I had a little bit of food noise, which I didn't like. So being on compound, I have the luxury of being able to go in between. And right now that seems to work for me. I try to eat a little bit more proteins. I try really hard not to miss any meals, which sometimes could be a little tricky while I'm at work because you're just so busy that you don't even realize you're hungry, and it's all of a sudden, oh, it's like an hour or so before dinner. I can't really eat my lunch now. So it's a tricky thing for all of us. Now, some people try to do maintenance without any medication, and that's great if it works for them. I tend to believe that I'm going to be on this medication or a similar type of medication for the rest of my life. Because like I said, nothing has worked for me in the past. And so far I'm seeing good results. I've been on maintenance now for about 4.5 months. And I've lost a couple pounds, gained a couple pounds. One thing you want to do when you increase your calories is that you don't want to increase it with really junky food, because that just makes for some really bad eating habits and makes it too easy to go back to the way that we were, and I'm sure none of us want to. Now, right now I'm on vacation. Hopefully you can see ocean in the background. I'd be doing this at the beach, but it's a little bit windy and it's a little bit rainy, so I decided I'm going to do this from the balcony. I have had a little bit of ice cream, and I've had a little bit more pasta than I usually have. As far as my meals with the pasta, I share them with my wife. So normally I used to eat the whole thing all by myself and then have this gigantic thing of ice cream afterwards. What do you mean a pint isn't a serving? Now just a few spoons will do it, and I feel just as satisfied. Will I be upset if I gain weight this vacation? No, because I know that once I get back to my normal routine, it'll come off. This is a lifestyle. We're going to go on vacation, and you don't want to seem like you're dieting while you're on vacation. You don't want to give up foods that you may never have again, or foods that you really enjoy on vacation, because it's a vacation and this is now part of your life. So Yes, I'm going to have the fish that I usually have. If it's a little bit more breaded or a little bit, I never really get deep fried stuff, but if it's pan fried with the batter, I'll live with that. Like I said, I just might not eat as big of a portion again. And I'm going to have ice cream again. Again, very small helping. And that's my new way of life. But back to the maintenance now that I've gotten onto a tangent. Now, everybody is a little bit different too. You have to also keep in mind while you're on your maintenance is give something time to work, because you could be holding water and think that you're gaining weight and you're not. Some people might have hormones or other things going on at the time that could do it. So give it some time to actually see if it's working. Don't rush the process. Again, if you happen to gain or you happen to lose, just give it a little bit of time. This may only be temporary, your body getting used to something. And I think when I went down in dose from 7.5 to 5, I didn't give it enough time. I gave it 1 week and I'm like, whoop, food noise. So now I'm gonna go down a little bit slower and hopefully it'll be gone. Right now I've been taking 7.5 and I'm trying to go in between a 5.5 and a 7.5 when I get back from vacation, and I'll see how that works. But there's nothing wrong with staying at the level that you're at if it's working and you're maintaining. Everybody's different. Don't compare your journey to somebody else's. Very important. And maintenance, everybody's still trying to figure it out. From all the people that I've talked to and all the groups that I'm in, and I'm in a lot of groups, about 7.5 does seem to be people's sweet spot. Some people want to get down to the lower dose, especially with what's happening to compound, because if they do have to switch to Eli Lilly Direct, then it's a little bit cheaper on the lower doses, which I totally understand. And if I can make this work without medication, I would do it. I've just failed so many times, and this is the only thing that's really worked well for me. You could also speak to a dietitian. They may be able to help you with some tips and tricks for what you eat. Again, we don't want to start eating all this junk food and stuff like that, because we could have calorie increases, because that's just going to get us back to our habits that we finally have broken. Again, nothing wrong with having that once in a while. This is a new lifestyle. There's nothing wrong with going on vacation, and if you gain 4 or 5 pounds, so be it. You go back to your normal way of eating. That's what people do when they're on vacation. So hopefully some of this would help. If you found this helped, please hit that subscribe and share button. It really does help the station. And for today's contest, we'll have a bird. You could either write the word bird or emoji of any type of bird, and you'll be entered into the contest. Also in the comments, let me know if you're on maintenance and if you're still taking the medication, what dose you're on, and what you find helpful to you. And I plan on having a follow-up on this because, again, there's no real studies and everybody's just trying to figure this out. So have a good day, and I'll catch you next time.